I know Pioneers. This is MJKK 613.14. Coming at you again, one more time. Pi, unofficial, through my eyes. This is a continuation, and I'm doing it right back to back. So while I'm still on that train of thought, I do want to apologize for that last one. Then there, a lot of information was going on in my head. It went long. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't like doing. I really don't. But I didn't know where to stop it. I didn't know where to cut it. Okay, as I'm talking, because for me, this is more live stream. I have no script in front of me. I have no, and it shows. It probably shows. You know what I mean? If you look at the professionals that do it, yeah, they're on script. They've rehearsed it. They know what they're going to say. They have their points or whatever. Mine is like a live stream. I get a thought, think of something that needs to be put out. I start the video, and I just start talking. And that's why my videos are the way they are. Like I say, thank you to Etiquette for helping me get started getting whatever, you know. But I'm still short on the editing side. And they are what they are. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. Because I'm not hung up about whether you watch or not. I'm just trying to put out content. If you want to watch and get how I view it, how I see it, and the concept behind it, watch. If you get bored, don't want to put that kind. I mean, you can start and stop and do what it's up to you. I don't care. I really don't. I want to put out the best, correct, accurate information for Pi. Now I have my opinion, which that is unofficial. I have no connection to Core. I'm not speaking for Core. I'm not promoting Core. Okay. I will promote Pi and all that, but it's the information, because I think there's a lot of information that gets missed or lost or misinterpreted. Now you can tell me the way I see it is misinterpreted. I'm fine with that. But what I'm hoping, when you say mine is misinterpreted, but you're saying theirs is misinterpreted too, and you're taking the two of them, weighing them out, seeing what's good, taking the white paper, comparing the information to the white paper, comparing the information to what you're officially getting from official Pi sites, sorting out, sieving through, putting all the information in one big bowl, sieving it out, and coming out with the correct information, or the correct information for Pi. There's correct information that isn't official, but official information is what you go on. But there's information from opinion that comes out that is correct. There's opinion that comes out that is incorrect. It's our job to sort through, research, investigate, sort through what's good, what's bad. And the videos that I've seen being put out on Pi, there is some of them have a little bit of good and a whole lot of miss. Some of them are 50-50. Some of them are 75-25. Okay. And I'll throw mine in there. That, I miss. I'm off. There are certain areas I'm off the mark. Certain areas behind the scenes that I don't know. Certain programming information or the techno part of it that I don't know. That I'm basing on opinion. That makes sense to me. That I can reason out. That makes sense to me. But it could be wrong. But I think, after watching these videos, I watched a lot of videos. I watched a lot of Pi videos. And, I sent a lot of Pi videos to Core that I thought people were putting out way bad information. That were leading people in the wrong direction. Some of them I got a response to, some of them I didn't. Okay? Because Core's busy with their own thing. For me, I just want to hey, if you didn't see this, here it is. Take a look at it, Check it out. And respond accordingly. I get onto what I was talking about, the exchange markets. What I feel, the way I think. And I got upset. I mean, my early days in Pi are no different than most of you, probably. Because I asked the same questions. I wanted answers to questions. I wanted stuff. I was like a kid in a candy store throwing a fit. I was. I wanted it. I wanted what I want, and I wanted it now, and I wasn't going to stop until I got it. I was a spoiled brat. I was. I mean, I didn't see it that way. I wouldn't call it that way. But I wouldn't let it go until I got some. I wouldn't let it go until I got some answers. And at that time, I was asking questions that people weren't asking. I was asking questions deep into the white paper about the economic model of financing. Okay, I was never about the exchange. Well, I can't say that. In the beginning, that was the mentality, and how I came to learn pi, and how I came to learn space, and all that other stuff. Yeah, that was the thinking. That was okay. We knew pi was more than that, but that was the model we were going on, which didn't work out to the way the community thought it. Which that's and I call that the Enlightenment. I call that one of the pi enlightenments for the community at the time. Yeah, it was. Because, and I've told this story over and over again. The community was split 50-50. We had a value set, or a price. We didn't have value. We had a price set on pi. The community agreed on. We were divided up, divvied up with what you could afford and what you could buy. People had what. So, if you had X amount of money, you had X amount of money you were going to buy pi with, and they had X amount of pi and they were close, those is what got matched up. So, you didn't have to, if you have, let's say $1,000 or whatever it was, that you had committed to. There's no doubt in your mind that's what you were going to buy $1,000 worth of pi. And at the price we had it, I think when just before we getting ready to go, it was 25 cents. Well, if you spent 1,000 pi, you got hooked up with a whale, and you could make a single transaction for $1,000 pi because they were willing to sell $1,000 pi. You got $100, they were hooked up. If you had $50, they were hooked up because there's all levels. I don't know how. There are people that have one pi up to millions of pi, and people were at that point in time. There were a few that were close to me, legit pioneers. They were close to me at that point in time. And that wasn't too long into this game, this deal. Pi's not a game. Wasn't too long into the development of pi. So I don't want to get it wrong. Pi's not a game. But they just had the ability. Yeah, I know a couple of them. Yeah, I know a couple of them. When you have the availability of the Scantron in a sports arena, event center, you got a lot of takers. You got a lot of takers. And when you're running the deal and you can put your information up on the Scantron, yeah, you got a lot of people back then. And also the mining rates of pi were higher back then. Yeah, there were quite a few people that were approaching 1 million. There were quite a few people that I think they were a race to 1,000 pioneers on their earning team. I know one race. I think it was the first one to 1,000, and there were 3 or 4 of them in this race. Yes, there were some big pi whales. Anyway, I lost my train of thought, folks. I just gotta say, because I was thinking, and I'm being real careful because I don't want to put anybody's names out or even their usernames because they may not want to be identified, and I don't want to identify them. Oh, about the community. So we were hooked up. Core launched in-app transfer. Didn't go the way the community went. Enlightenment Center. Pi Enlightenment. Yeah. Okay. Which woke up a lot of people. Which woke up a lot of pioneers. But see, the community was small. We're 100,000. I think, I forget what the exact number. We were around 100,000 or just over 100,000, maybe a couple of 100,000. But the community was small. Compared to the 100,000 people compared to 25 million, community was small. And the percentage that woke up was in a minority, like 75-25 maybe. 60-40 maybe. I think it was closer to 75-25. That woke up and saw it. 75 still holding on to the exchange idea. Today's models. How crypto operates today. Well, when you're already starting out in the minority, it's tough. And as Pi's grown, and the majority of is still thinking in today's sense. And that's where exchanges come in. Okay? and this one I'm trying to get you to think a little different. I know it's tough. Those that are open-minded, willing to learn Pi for Pi, willing to be a part of Pi for Pi, will probably see it and make the connection real quick. Those that are in for themselves, those are in because they have a hard on for core team. Those who are in for the exchange, believe that that's the only way crypto can be is on the exchange. That's the only way crypto trades is on the exchange and all that. Okay, you probably won't see. And you will probably disagree or whatever. Especially on my analogy. Because the analogy fits. It came to me the other night. A bunch of stuff came to me the other night. Yeah. Had another moment. And I believe today, irregardless of what happens at mainnet, Pi will have a fighting chance. Well, it will have a chance. If things go how I'm seeing some things going now, there are more people that are starting to see and understand, and behind Pi being a currency. How it transitions from testnet to mainnet is where the issue is going to be. But the support and understanding is starting to balance out. I think people that see Pi, understand Pi, know what Pi needs and all that kind of stuff, are still in the minority. But I don't think the gap between the two camps, I call them camps, between the two camps is as great as it used to be. Which now gives me hope that if it goes the way people think it, because there are, even though it may be, man, I hate seeing anybody give up that kind of money. I mean, give up that kind of profit. Because anybody selling on the exchange when it first lists, if it lists for what everybody's speculating, I hate seeing anybody give up their what should have been theirs, to somebody else that will become somebody else's. And what I'm saying by that is anybody that sells on the exchange is going to give up big profit. You're going to give your profit away. Yeah. You may have to learn the hard way. It all depends on who you believe, what you think, and who you're going to follow. If you follow the people that are the experts through the exchange, you will be giving your profit to those people you follow. I'll show you why here in a minute. Because unofficially, Pi has value. Anywhere from $25 to $100. $10 to $100. I would almost cancel the $10 one. Because that would be short-lived. It would. Whoever's behind that economy and that, whatever, the $10 will be short-lived once Pi goes mainnet. Because once Pi goes mainnet, the free market, the market, everybody's saying, let the market dictate the price, control the price, do whatever. I don't disagree. But if we start at the exchange level, we will never get to the level that we should be. And if we don't ever get to the level that we should be, we will never get to the level we need. I mean, this is the level we need to be, but we'll never get to the level that we could be. Okay? Now, to go to the moon and all that, like Bitcoin, that will never happen in Pi. I will guarantee. I will even bet money on it. You want to bet fake? You want to bet Pi? I don't care. I will bet money on it. Pi will never get to that level. Pi will never be worth $60,000. Well, you don't know the future. You don't know the future. No, I don't know the future, but I know Pi. I know what Pi intention is. I know what it's meant to do, what it's supposed to do. Eventually, there probably won't even be a value on Pi. But that's it's what's possible. Because Pi is the money. There is a value on the dollar bill, but the value is based on buying power. What can you buy with the dollar bill? And it keeps getting less and less. Keeps getting less and less. I think as Pi moves forward and get some life experience and life growing and going, okay, the more we'll be able to buy with Pi. That means Pi value going up. It's what we can buy with Pi. That's what Pi is about, is what we can buy with Pi. And the more we can buy with Pi, the more value Pi has. If you're looking at exchange and dealing on the exchange, you're dealing in another currency. Right now, when they sell any crypto out there, they're either going after the dollar bill or they're going after the currency in their country. I mean, you hear a lot of them. What's Pi worth in rupees? You know, what's Pi worth in this? Or when will Pi, you know? So you're chasing whatever currency is in that country. But most people understand the dollar. Most people can convert the dollar into their currency that they're looking for. Most people are chasing the dollar. So, with that kept in mind, how things start is based on the dollar. So everything is, I don't want to say pegged, because pegged and whatever can mean different things in crypto. But anything comparing itself to is pegged. So if you're pegging whatever crypto to the dollar and the amount of dollar you can get for that coin, okay, is to the dollar. So if something happens to the dollar, for a while, everything will have a zero value. Yeah. All the currencies around the world are compared to the dollar. Evaluated to the dollar. Everything is attached to the dollar. Well, because the dollar is the reserve standard, there's nothing higher than it. I mean, yes, there's. When the dollar collapses, there's going to be a lot of stuff that collapses around. A lot of countries they're going to collapse around it because they have nothing to value to. What's going to hold their value? Most likely, the people in the country themselves, if they still believe and trust in it, it'll have some buying power value. But we're talking global economy. If the dollar crashes in the global economy, we'll pretty much take out everything else. Any crypto that's trading on any exchange will probably for a while go to zero. Because what's giving it value? Trading against the dollar. Well, if you can't trade against the dollar and everything else has gone down for a while, what are you going to trade for? Right now, it's speculating, trading for the dollar. When people sell their coins, they sell it for the dollar. What? Yes, there are cryptos trading between each other, and you're trading this crypto for that crypto and this for that or whatever. But the bottom line is, you're either trading them for investment to build your portfolio that is in dollars or rupees or whatever your national currency is. It's all wealth. Wealth today is in dollars. You talk about, you don't even know what Gates and, well, I think he's new. Gates is kind of in between. He's new, but he's kind of attached, but yeah. So if you have to take two categories, let's say Gates and Buffett and Musk and Bezos and Zuckerberg, and I know there's a few more. They're based in what is their worth. When people talk about them, what is their worth? X millions of dollars, X billions of dollars. They created a company worth billions of dollars. Old school, old money, Rockefellers and Morgans and Chases and Rothschilds and, okay, what is their worth? Billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. Okay, so everything is. The mindset is about the dollar. Well, what happens if the dollar is zero? Well, if they're comparing their wealth to the dollar, that's where they're at. Yes. I don't know. It's going to be strange. Because they're going to have to convert to gold or silver or something. They're going to have to convert to something else for whatever they have. It's not going to be an easy transition. But gold will come back into play and into trade. Because all of that value is going to have to be refigured. All of the value of everything is going to have to be refigured. Because it's not to the dollar. When somebody goes to work, I was making $10 an hour. I was making $15 an hour. Well, the dollar is worth zero. Well, now I'm getting paid in gold, but how much gold am I going to get worth $15 an hour, $10 an hour, $20, $50, $70? You know, you take your car into the shop and you're going to pay them in gold. Here in the States, it was like labor rate was $75 plus parts or whatever it is. Well, how much gold is that going to be? You're going to be back to a barter. Well, I'll give you an ounce of gold for this or whatever. And it's going to take time to settle. It's going to take time to clear. It's going to take time. Now, I don't know about big banking and whether they're prepared for it. Well, they're kind of prepared for it with the digital, their digital money and all that stuff. Well, how many? That's a whole different topic. But are we going to trust her? Are we going to trust their digital money? Probably. But we've used the dollar, we've used paper and fake currency for so long. Now all of a sudden, on a world scale, central bank is telling us that we're going to be using digital money. Okay. Being in crypto, being in the space, at least we're a jump ahead. People that are in the space are a jump ahead. At least they understand digital currency. They understand digital money. But it's a drop in the bucket, man. It's minuscule. The crypto space is minuscule to the world economy, to the world itself. I mean, it's like, I think crypto only makes up like 6% of the overall global economy. Yeah, it's not very much. It's not very much. I know the hype on it makes it sound bigger than it, but the reality is it's only a very small percentage. That means there's a big percentage of people out there that don't have a clue what's going on, young and old. Yeah. Now, middle-aged, young kids, teenagers, middle-aged, young adults, yeah, have an idea because that's what they're brought in up with. People between them and my age might have an idea. And there's a lot of them that have made the conversion over to their cell phones, doing all stuff with their cell phones. You take my age and older, grandkids are setting shit up for them. It's the grandkids that are either helping them ease into the technology or setting up the technology for them so they can use it. If something were to happen, they don't know how to change it, fix it, or whatever until the grandkids come back over. Yeah, we're dying out. I know we're dying out. I'm getting there. I feel it. But there's still a bunch of us here. Most of the people who are retired, whatever, they're fueling a lot of stuff, man. Because they have their retirements, they have their pensions, whatever they've worked for all their life, they have saved up, whether it's coins in the mattress under the bed or whatever. They're fueling a lot of this. I mean, they are a foundation of, even though it's dwindling. Got anything coming up? I don't know. Okay. So, if the dollar crashes, what's it? Oh, I was into why are we going to trust our digital currency? The dollar just crashed. The dollar just crashed. Let's say the dollar crashes before they make the transition to digital. Well, what's going to give it its value? Well, the government's backing it. The government was backing the other one. It falls apart. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with it. Because they've gotten us so much to chase the dollar, so much to chase the American dream being of. Okay, how many are actually made that dream? Yeah, we know that, like Gates and Zuckerberg and Bezos and Musk and Buffett. I mean, Buffett's kind of on. He's more old school, but he has an idea of what's going on. He knows what's going on. He knows. I'm pretty sure he knows a lot of what's going on in the space. I mean, he's stated it a couple of times. Because of his beliefs and thoughts and whatever, he doesn't believe in crypto. He doesn't believe it's a currency. He doesn't believe it's a store value. He doesn't believe crypto has what it takes to be money. That's why he's not into it. I mean, that's why he doesn't. And maybe I read somewhere here as of late he may have invested with, but that's why he has never. It isn't that he doesn't know stuff. That he knows it, but chooses not to get into it. There's a difference. If you don't know, You don't know. Okay? And people say you miss opportunity, you miss over there. He knows and chooses. Okay? And up until this last round, when Musk got involved and all that, you didn't hear about a lot of big investors getting involved. Well, they woke. I mean, actually, they woke up to crypto. They woke up and they realized the money that they could make. And like when Musk, my opinion, when Musk got into Bitcoin, the hype around him getting into Bitcoin, whatever it was, drove Bitcoin up. Whatever he bought it at, he probably doubled his money. He probably did on the way down too. You know, whatever it was, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 when he bought in. And then it shot up to, whatever, 40, 50, 60,000 there for a while and then it dropped back down. I think that's about when he got in and stuff like that. Well, if you look at it from the dollar standpoint, yes, it was 30,000, went to 60,000, and he got out. He doubled his money. And if you look at it at a percentage, the percentage of margin, it doesn't take him a lot. $1.5 billion, it only takes 1 or 2% or whatever it is to create that double. Okay? And then he got out because it went against the green policy and what his company is and what it. Okay, he made his margin. Whatever profit he had set, because he's got to have set profit on when they're investing, and they're expecting return on their investment. I'm sure he had a goal or margin. When it hit that, he got out. He was accepting while he was in it, he was accepting Bitcoin for his cars, his products. Until he realized that it was too volatile that he couldn't. He was probably losing more money than he was making. Yeah, I would venture to guess. You can't. Bitcoin's too. Any of the crypto is too hard to do business with. Yeah, because, and I've used this scenario analogy before. Sit down and making a deal with a Tesla salesman. Car's $100,000. It cost X amount of Bitcoin. Well, we're sitting there, whatever, and I send it over to him, and there's one of these long ones that might take a little while. Minimum 10 minutes, but for some reason it didn't happen in 10 minutes, and now 15 gone by, 20 gone by, 30 minutes gone by. All right, at 30 minutes, it finally went through. Well, they have to worry for another hour that block doesn't get overwritten. Because they can still be overwritten for an hour after it's processed and gone in the chain. So now an hour, okay, we hit the hour. Yeah, he wouldn't let me leave the car until that deal was totally done. The deal's totally done. In the car, I pull out of the parking lot, and one of us could have made another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, or lost another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, because Bitcoin can fluctuate that fast. You can't do business like that. I didn't even get out of the parking lot. Didn't even get out. I was turning out of the driveway, and if I made, I'm all good because I just got a car for nothing. But they're not going to let me get by because they just lost on their inventory, on their books. They just lost a car. There's no business that can do business like that. There's no business that can project forecast doing business like that. Businesses aren't going to buy into the bull that goes on in the crypto. They're not going to get into the hype. They're not going to get into the excitement of trading. Because they're in business for a reason. To make money, to make a profit. And when you start cutting into that profit, they're not going to stay. They're not going to get into. They're not going to buy into the emotion and the hype. That's why Tesla got out, in my opinion. I will put it in my opinion. Because I don't know the man, I don't know the company, I don't know anything. But sitting there watching the coin and knowing what it can do, yeah, there's no business can do business like that. I believe that's where Bitcoin will end up, is being transferred in big transactions like that. I don't know how they're going to sort it out, how they're going to work it out. But I see that's where Bitcoin will make big transactions. But if the dollar crashes, nothing is worth nothing until it reestablishes. Well, I don't think it's going to reestablish on a dollar. Most likely to reestablish digital. But if the dollar crashes, why would we accept what's coming out from central bank and whatever it is, and still trust the government being able to back it? They couldn't back it there because all the stuff that we had is gone too. I mean, that's why, yeah, anything pegged to the dollar is susceptible to whatever the dollar does. That's where Pi is different. Pi is not looking to tie to that system. It's not. Never has. It's looking to get us out from underneath that system in case that happens. If the dollar crashes, if Pi launches, the dollar crashes, we still have a digital currency that we've been using. Why would we lose confidence and trust in that? Because we don't. We can still trade and get what we need every day. Yes, well, I say value, because the dollar hasn't value, then the product doesn't have something to compare to. You kind of go back to a barter system. But the advantage of that is Pi would have already established the value. That X amount of Pi would cost you this. So Pi can still be used as an alternative currency. If you have numbers to work with, you can mathematically figure out what the rest is going to be. If you have no numbers to work with, you can't figure it out. Okay. Manufacturing still needs to happen, and they don't have anything to pay their workers. Which was possible in Pi. And whatever other price. Okay. I'm not saying Pi is the end all greatest. Okay, because there's other stuff out there. You could be doing the same thing. We should be doing the same thing. But it opens the door. It opens the door for the opportunity to pay in Pi. How can you pay in Bitcoin? Who's gonna trust it? I see that one in for a rough road. I know it is what it is, but it has nothing to compare to because it's always trading for the dollar. It's comparing to the dollar. The dollar is zero. Well, it's compared to, if everything's compared to zero from zero is zero. Now it could go back to the dark web maybe, but I don't know how much is stressed down there anymore either, because they're already using another coin. Monroe will survive because it's found a home. Yeah, it's down on the dark. It's doing it anyway. It's doing things on the dark web. Getting to the exchanges. To really think about the exchanges, you have to treat the exchanges as buying and selling goods. Buying and selling goods. Okay. Once Pi launches mainnet, any unofficial spot is fair game to shop at. It's fair game to spend your Pi at. And can they maintain that value at mainnet launch? I believe so. I believe they can. That's what lit a spark on me, man. That's what got me fired back up again. Yes, I believe they can maintain that value through mainnet. I don't know about don't know about what's coming off yet because nothing's being said at this point. Nothing is being said about the dApps. Nothing is being said what they're gonna do or what they're gonna, are they games, are they marketplaces, or places we can buy goods, or what goods they're gonna be offering or anything like that. Nobody knows. That's still, let's see. Whatever it is, I believe it'll be. I believe that it will be. I don't believe it'll be exchange. I believe it will be. Yeah. It'll be closer to something that's out here unofficial. Probably. I would venture to guess. Because Pi won't survive. Pi won't survive on the exchange. It won't survive exchange listing. It won't survive exchange trading. It won't, because exchanges are part of the economy. Getting back to, if there is a usable value, buying goods and services already happening on Pi. Just keep that in mind. Okay. I know you got pumping up and you got this and you got people leading people that direction, whatever it is. Okay. Well, if you look at the exchanges from a different perspective, the way they should be looked at. It's nothing but a marketplace. It's nothing but a marketplace. And we play both roles in it at certain times. At certain times. Because if I'm looking to sell my pie, I'm a store owner. And if I'm letting the dictate to what the price I want for it, then I'm giving my shit away. Okay? I know what, I have an amount of pie. I mean, I'm looking to sell pie. If you had a good, and you took it into a retail store, and you were selling that good, you would have a price on that good. You would have a price on that. I mean, you would let people know, I want X amount for it. Yes, and people will haggle, and depending on where you're at, people will haggle to see if they can get a better deal, to get a better deal, get more product for less of what we're trading in. Right? I mean, that's standard business. That's standard open market. If I have a good that I'm selling, I know what I want for that good. And if you're not willing to give me that for that good, I'm not willing to give you the good. I'm not willing to sell it to you. Okay? I mean, if you have whatever it is. I mean, I've been watching a lot of these scrap guys and dumpster divers and curb pickup and whatever. And they're finding good stuff, bicycles and all sorts of stuff. You know, blows me away what they're asking for it. You know, and bicycle, decent bike, like $1,000 bike for $10, $20, whatever it is, because that's what value it has to them. They picked it up out of the trash, it's in good shape, everything's all good, there's nothing new, okay? Even though it's whatever it is to them, because it's higher than what they were getting for scrap. I mean, that's okay. So if you have this item for $10 and somebody's trying to haggle you down to $5, no, I'm not selling it. I got it for 10. Pay me 10. Okay? But okay. Now I'm not saying that deals don't happen, whatever. Horse trading goes on all the time. But if you have some out there, you know that it's the overall value of what you're selling is higher than what price you have on it. No, I'm not going to haggle for that. Well, okay. You're dancing with somebody in there, trying to get you down to 5 and 7, whatever. And you hold firm and you say $10. He finally gets the $10. You guys come to an accord. You make the deal for $10. Okay. Well, I have pie. I'm taking the pie into the exchange to sell it, and they're telling me they're only going to give me 10 cents for it, when I think it's worth more, 50 cents. We'll keep this one simple, 50 cents. I believe it's worth more than 10 cents. I believe it's worth 50 cents. But they're not willing to give you more than 10 cents for it. Would you sell it to them? Would you sell it for 10 cents when you think it's worth more? Because you believe pie has more value. Well, if you don't believe pie has value, you would sell it. If you believe pie has value, would you sell it? If you say yes, God help you. I'd like to do business with you. I really would. Yeah. Because you're not going to be in business long. When you get even 40 cents, you just gave up 40 cents profit to them because they wouldn't give you any more for it. Well, then I can't get any more. That's all it is. But you held fast with this guy on the bike. You wanted $10 for the bike and you didn't let the bike go. You made, even though it may take a while to haggle it up, okay? You held your ground there, but you gave up 40 cents over there. Makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. If you look at the exchange, we have the good. We have pie. We're going to sell. We have the goods to sell. It's up to the buyer to meet our price. If they don't meet our price, we don't sell. That's one side of it. Look at it. Think about it. Give it some rational thought. Compare the two. You didn't give up. You held firm on $10 for the bike when you knew the bike was more. You knew, and you held firm. I would. I'd help for what I know the bike is worth and what price tag I have on it. No, you're not going to have it like that. That is what it is. I'm not saying I'm just comparing. It's just a real simple. I'm not saying it's going to happen. What it's going to happen. It's a scenario I'm using to help you to understand or see. I have pi. I have it valued at 50. I have it valued at 50 cents. I go into the exchange. I want 50 cents for my pi. And they're not going to give any more than a dime. And if you sell it, that's the best I can get. I would love to do business with you. It would be like selling that bike for $5. That's all you did. Dude said he was only going to give you 5, and you took it. But you wanted 10. So you lost 5. It's no different than saying, man. You believe, trust. Well, yeah, I know if somebody over here has 50 cents, then why didn't you go over there? I could. I have the option and freedom to do that. But see, over here might be trading pi for good. I don't need the good. I want the cash. I don't care. I don't need the good. I want the cash. Well, because you chose to get the cash and not the good, you give up 40 cents. 40 cents profit. Now we're talking small here. You start talking bigger deals, multiply times 40 cents. Or more. I mean, how much money are you giving away? And if you're selling to whoever's getting it on the other side on the exchange, the buyer is getting a hell of a deal. Hell of a deal. He's just taking your profit. He's taking what should be in your pocket and just put it in his. Theirs. I know, I'm not, okay? Because if you flip the other side, you're a buyer. You're a consumer. You're a consumer, and you're going in to buy. And you go in, and they're selling at $10. But you don't want to pay $10. You're thinking worth $5. Well, all you're willing to pay is $5. And he's asking $10. Are you going to give in and give him the $10? Well, I need the cash. I'm buying. I'm buying. Oh no, I want his product. I know, I got my mind, because I just read an office. I want his product. I'm willing to pay 5, but he's asking 10. Kind of the bike in reverse. I got 5, he needs 10. He doesn't want to sell it at 5, he wants 10. Well, are you going to come up to the 10 so you can buy that product? Or are you not going to make a deal? Well, I really want it, whatever. Okay? If you come up to the 10, you're still somebody I want to do business with. Because you took another 5 out of your pocket and gave it to them. If we take the dime and 50 cents and you put that at $1 or $5, whatever it is, he just keeps taking money out of your pocket and putting it in his. Keep taking money out of your pocket and putting it in. But that's how I believe the exchange should be looked at. If I'm looking to sell, I'm looking at a certain price. If they're not willing to pay, I'm not willing to sell. If I'm willing to buy, and the price is too high, I'm not buying, I'm going. People don't see the exchange like that. They don't think about the exchange like that. But when you come out into the free market, open marketplace, when you're coming out and dealing in goods and services, how do you deal with goods and services? If you go shopping at, some people don't care. They'll go to the top end places, and they'll give whatever they're asking. If you're one of those people, is that the best value for what you have? I mean, I'm not saying that you're downgrading to Walmart and whatever, okay, but is it the best value? I mean, just going into someplace because of designer, label, name, fit in with the crowd, fit in with today, be the part of the norm. Are you getting the best value for your buck? If that's how you want to, no, you're not getting the best value. If you're just going in high-end place, giving whatever. And most people are struggling bad and whatever, get frugal. They'll go where they get the best deal. where they get the best quality for the best deal. Mm-hmm. To get the most out of what they got. Mm-hmm. Well, why would pie be any different? If 2 places, 3 places, 4 places are selling 4 places, let's say 4 places because I don't go to 8, 4 places. They're all selling the same product for what they have in value. 10, 2,500, and 1,000. Starting out, yes, it's trustable and whatever, but I mean, research. Look into what. If somebody has it for $1,000, value at 1,000, I'd definitely be researching to make sure it's on the up and up and whatever it is. Even at 100, I'd make sure that it's on the up and up and what it is. 25, yeah, it's kind of a whatever. Down to $1, you ain't even on the list. I didn't consider you in my. I don't have to that because I know I'm not going to shop there. Because the goods that they're asking on a $20 item, they're going to ask $20. I mean, they're going to ask for a $20 item, they're going to ask 20 pi. At let's say 20 just for simple math. On a $20 item, they're going to ask if they have value. They're going to ask for 1 pi. At $100, they're going to ask for 0.2 pi. If $1,000, you can go 0.00 or 0.01. I might be off of my. Oh shit. 2 zeros would be 1, 2. Be 0.0. 0.02 pi. 0.002 pi is the amount of pi you would have to give for a $20 item. Well, I got to give 20 pi here because they have a value to 20. I got to give 1 pi here, but now I'm giving you a fraction of pi. I'm giving even less of a fraction of pi. It's more buying power. I'm going where I get the best value. And once pi is live, we can go anywhere we want. Say, but I would investigate because starting out, there's going to be a lot of places that are going to be trying to take your pi. They're going to be trying to get your pi in any way they can. And they don't value it. You will not find people valuing pi that are trying to get your pi. They're looking to get you to give as much pi as they can get out of whatever. Yeah, if you're giving 20 pi for that item, and you're okay with it, then it is what it is. But you've also lost $100, $1. You just lost $80. Or equivalent of $80 buying power. You gave 20 out of 100 pi. You gave 20 out of 100 pi. You gave 0.0. Yeah, it's just. I mean. I don't know if people are making that equation or equating to each other, but and sometimes pencil it out. Pencil out how much you're giving for whatever, and how much control we have over. If we're someplace and we think they're asking too much pi, it comes down to if you value your pi. If you don't value your pi, you will give it away. You will give it because you want that item. You will give whatever they're asking for it. If you value your pi, you're going to go up and find a better deal. And once pi is live, we can go anywhere we want to find the better deal, to get the most value for our pi. Mm-hmm. So, the exchange is no different. If we're looking to sell, and they're not giving us, why sell? If we're looking to sell, and they're not giving us a price, why sell? If we're looking to buy, and we're not getting a good deal, why would we buy? And eventually the free market will take over. Because people will end up drifting to where they get the best value. And if you're not drawing people into your store, your shop, or your whatever product you're selling, if you're not selling your product, you won't be in business real long. Okay? And I know they've made a couple of analogies of shoes and stuff like that. We both have shoe stores, and we're both selling pretty much basically the same shoe. And you have your shoes for $10, and I had mine for $20. People are buying each $10. I just lost a sale on a pair of shoes, and it's going to happen over and over. My profits are going to go down, while yours go up. Well, to be competitive, I got to lower the price of my shoes. And yes, it gets to a point that think you lower them so low that you can't lower them anymore because it's cutting the profits or whatever. But you went to where you got the best value. Just in reverse. Just in reverse. Because we base things on what we know, the dollar. Now, both pairs of shoes, now I'm getting to them. I got a lot of numbers going on. It comes down to the amount of pie given for those shoes. So, have one at $20 or $10, you need to give 10 pie. Prices have to be comparable. So you're giving 10 pie for those pair of shoes, even $20. And now you're at $100. I got to give 0.02. It's either 0.2 or 0.02. Right now I have to do. But either way, it's less pie than what giving there, because they value their pie. They value the pie. And what cements it is the amount of transactions. But whoever's selling goods, what cements it? Because we've controlled it by where we go, and what we're not. And he's not in business, so he's either going to raise his price, or he's going to raise his value, or he's going to be out of business. Then what cements it is, whoever's accepting pie can take that pie and go over to the next shop and get the same value from the next shop. So he can buy a good or a service for the same that he accepted. That's what cements that value. That's what makes that value what it is. It's about moving it. Same thing that happens with us today. We go into a store, we give them X amount, whether it's on credit card or whatever. We give the store X amount for the product they're selling. Now the store can go to wherever they need and get the product they need. Now whether it's resupplying the shop or whatever it is, they can use it they can use that somewhere at the same value. Yes, are we lacking in supply chain and all that? Yes, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. It's just between us. Okay? Nobody's saying that we're going to be shopping at Walmart or Target or, whatever big brands are out there or whatever. Nobody ever said that somebody's going to sell big brand items. Starting out. We've got to grow. We've got to expand. We've got to grow. We've got to build. And eventually, if you have a value low enough and you cut off half of the community, you won't have. I was on exchange and I got off on the value and all that. But it basically comes down to the same thing. And get back to these things. If we don't put pie out, there's no pie to be bought. There might be a little bit because of the investors and whatever and what has been created. There might be a little bit out there. But eventually there's not, what's out there isn't going to be enough to satisfy investors. Investors are greedy. They want the biggest chunk, especially when you start getting into institutional investors. They have millions and billions to invest. Okay? But if there's nothing out there to invest in, they're willing to pay more because they want it. They're willing to pay more because they want it. Okay? If we don't sell, they don't get. And if they're saying, well, we're only willing to pay this, and we don't sell, they don't get. We don't get taken. Because most of them buy low, sell high. Most of them know that if they can get it at pennies, they know what they can get in the long run. That's what they're counting on. They're counting on leading people that don't know to that. This is the way it is. That's the way it is. It's always happened. And this has been going on in pie from the time I've been here. Hasn't stopped. Okay? And like I said, there's, you know, everything's doing the other. There's people that are trying to convince and hold people to. That's the only way it is. It's the only way it can be. It's the only way it can be. No, it's not the only way it can be. But you have to sit and think about it. Okay? You may or may not believe me. Okay? Like I say, I don't care whether you believe me. Just take what I'm saying and weigh it up against what's going on, and then weigh it up against the big picture. Take what you need. Leave the rest behind. Take what you need. But I for wherever your source of information is coming from, take what fits and leave the rest behind. Pull out what's right and get rid of the garbage. Yeah. It's critical thinking. If you can think of all the angles, whether you agree with them or not, it's still an angle. There's somebody somewhere will be coming from. And if you don't take that into account, you're going to get blindsided. You're going to get smacked in the back. If you can't think of all of the angles, especially when you start talking investment and money and what everything can happen, you have to think about all the angles. Especially if you're in it to make money. And institutional investors don't just go off on one side. Anybody that invests and has big money doesn't go off on one side. They look at everything. Everything goes into their analysis and strategy before they come up with a plan. Yeah. I'm sure Core did the same thing when they really went to. They've looked at all the angles, all the ups and downs, and the ins and outs, and they know it. They know. So, with that, I'm going to let this one go. Just take me no time to do an hour, man. So, when I get shorter, I get shorter. But anyway, it's how you think of the market. It's how you think of how to spend pie. It's how you think of where you're going to shop. Where you're going to spend your pie. Once pie is made, that we can go anywhere we want. It's ours. Yes, being in pie is official. It is what it is. Okay, but no reason you have to stay in there. Now, if they start putting restrictions and stuff, that's a different issue. That's a different issue. We'll address it at that time. Right now, it's thinking about. If your plan is, your strategy is to trade on the exchange, you need to have another strategy and plan in mind. Because if it doesn't go that way, what are you going to do? Well, just sit here and cry. Or moan, whatever. Well, sure, at that point, you say, that isn't where, if it doesn't go there in the beginning, it's not supposed to go there. Well, where is it going? Well, it's going over there. Then it was meant to go over here. But, you're so adamant about it, it's going over there. Yeah. Better come up with at least 2 or 3 plans. If it goes here, or it goes there, or it goes there. Whether you like what's happening or you don't agree or whatever it is with what's going on, you still have to take it into account. Because it's unofficial doesn't mean it's not happening. Because it's unofficial doesn't mean it's bad. Research what you're getting into. Understand what you're getting into. There are bad stuff. There is bad stuff out there. I'm not going to argue that. There's a lot of scams and stuff going on. Research what you're getting into. Sort through it before you do anything. Sort through it. See what's going on. Yeah. So, because once pie is live and it's ours, and the walls connect to whatever, we can do business. And peer to peer, we are already connected. We can do any business peer to peer once it's live. We can trade between us once it's live. Same thing is going on in testnet. So, hopefully, because pie is built on trust, that everybody's trustable to do business with. In the beginning, I would probably still be leery. Somebody brought it up about what if. Well, you have Amazon and you have eBay and you have all this. You have all these online stores and stuff. What are they using? What security are they using? What do they have in place? Why can't that be incorporated? That should be incorporated here. Like eBay, you get rated by people that have bought your product. And if you screw up and don't send the product, okay, it all goes by review and stuff. And in those businesses, one bad review will hurt. Two bad reviews, you may as well hang it up and not sell anything. And some of them will, if you have one or two bad sales, they'll cut you out. They'll cut you out of that platform. Pi should be no different. Pi is built on trust. You should be able to trust that if we're doing a transaction, that I'm going to send you Pi, I should receive my good. Now, there are probably ways to, kind of like a semi-ask where I'll, put the Pi here after, if it ships within 3 days, then you get the Pi because I know the product's on the way. I mean, there's got to be ways and things around it. That's what we should be working and focusing on. That's the direction we should be going. So when we go mainnet, we're already there. And I just started hearing those questions, but that's what we should be focusing, working on. Yeah. And I put this out in another video. One of the biggest issues, one of the biggest problems that I see in Pi, and whoever comes up with a solution for it, or steps up to the challenge of it, and can make it happen, will write their own ticket. The biggest issue in Pi, going in, shipping. Shipping is the number one on everybody's mind. How is it going to ship? Who's going to pay for the shipping? If you are able to provide the solution for that problem, you write your own ticket to it. Yeah. If you're in the trucking industry and you're going back and forth between some corporate carrying a package one way or another, man, you can make shipping is the biggest issue with Pi right now. Mm-hmm. Because it hasn't been figured, and you can't go to UPS, or you can't go to the United. We got Brown, we got Post Office, we got FedEx, okay. So, who knows? Maybe we'll come up with a Pi delivery place. Pi delivery, delivering goods, other than bakery. But there's a problem. Solution. Sell the solution. Yeah. It's like, once Pi's live, it's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard to build a shipping business out of Pi with products being moved with Pi. It's already here. People are doing it now. However they're getting it done, they're getting it done. So, anyway, I went long again. But things to think about. Especially with the exchange. I know I was going to go to a different direction, but I went where I went. That's where my head is. All right, guys. I want to say thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. Share what you think is pertinent. Keep what works. Get rid of the rest. And let's put this one in the history books, man. Let's put it in the history books in the right way. Right on. I'm out.